Hello. Hopefully you can hear and see me all okay. Sorry about the couple of minutes delay, but I think we're rocking and rolling now. And I'm obviously broadcasting this to the twitch.tv chess channel and also to chess.com/TV. So hopefully we're going to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of spice in our it's evening time over here in England, 7 p.m, maybe morning where you are, and we should have a lot of fun today. I mean, that's what the idea is, to have some fun, to maybe learn something. Let's hope so. It's always a bonus if we learn something. And also what I do want you guys to do today, I've got an hour and a half today, so we'll do about half an hour, 45 minutes tuition. And then one thing that's proven to be very popular on my YouTube channel, which I want to share with you guys live and give some of you, well, at least one of you, the opportunity to do, is play against me in a long play game. Now, I've been doing these videos on my channel YouTube, and they've proven to be really good. I'm enjoying them. And what I do, I play these longer play games. So the game goes on for about 40 minutes, half an hour, but what I try to do is basically talk through all of my thinking process. So you basically dive into the brain of a grandmaster. I'm afraid that might be a little bit scary to dive into my brain, but we're going to give it a go. So if you do want to have a chance to play me, I'm going to start off. I've got 4 kind of puzzle kind of positions, 4 little lessons I want to share with you. And those of you in the chat, so that's in the Twitch chat and in the chess.com chat, if you guys can basically just solve these puzzles, I'll try to play the person who solves the most in a long play game. So I'll give you the opportunity to give me a go. Right, so what we're going to do to start with, I'm going to carry on from what we looked at in my last stream, which was unbelievable maneuvers with my favourite piece, which is the horsey, the knight. Don't call it the horsey. I remember when I was a kid and I called the knight a horsey, I'd always get told off. So it's called a knight, not a horsey. So we're gonna have a go at that, basically. And, well, I think we should just dive into the first puzzle. And bonus points if you can tell me what this structure is behind me. I'm not actually filming from the top of a hill. Bonus if you can tell me where that is. It's one of my favourite places in England. A place I've been to on numerous occasions. And it has a lot of legends of Camelot and the Knights of the Round Table in the same area. So bonus points you can tell me where that is. Okay, so on to the first sort of puzzle thing I've got set up. Now this is a lot of fun, and we're going to dive into what looks like, well, it kind of is a rather ridiculous position. Now let's have a look at this, and I just want to show you the beauty of the knight in some positions. In some positions, this piece is it's just such a tricky little piece, the knight. Now, in this position, believe it or not, even though white is a whole rook down, it's a whole rook, 5 whole points, boom. By the way, no one on the chess.com chat has got the right place yet. Anyone on the Twitch chat? Not yet. Oh, Mark FP Watts. Mark FP Watts has got it right. It's Glastonbury in England, a place of legends and wizards. Before we go to the chess, last time I was over in Glastonbury, I was there with a friend, and I basically we decided, we were there, we had a couple of drinks, and we decided to walk up to the top of this hill you can see behind me. Let me just get out of the way so you can see it. At night time, because we thought it'd be quite nice. There's no trees on this hill. It's quite an interesting little hill. And when we got to the top, we realised there was something weird going on, and there was a fire at the top, and there was actually people dancing around this fire with not many clothes on, which was really bizarre. So we stayed a little bit away from them and avoided that bit. But okay, on to the chess. Well, what we've got here in the position I've got and this is a spicy start. This is definitely a bit of chili sauce on this one. It is white to play and win. Unbelievable that white can win this position, because white's a whole rook down, and it looks like black should have at least a draw, because black is hoping to go rook to d8 and take off the d pawn. Now, the only way white can try to win this position is to queen the pawn. Now, one thing I will say about this structure, and when you become a better chess player, you'll notice patterns straight away. And when you start to notice patterns, this will improve your positional chess, your tactical chess. It will improve everything. Now, one pattern you should know is that a knight controlling a square 3 squares away in a straight line. So let's take a look at the black knight. Controlling this square on d8, 3 squares away. So 1, 2, 3. It takes a long time to get it to control that square. It takes 3 moves. 3 squares in a straight line, 3 moves. So you can use this when you're maneuvering your knight. If you want to get it into a certain square, which is a good square, you will know it will take a long time. 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3. So you can't get it there quickly. And these little tidbits, if you know these kind of patterns, they help you in so many things. And this is one thing to bear in mind here. Now, I think the first move in this puzzle is quite straightforward. It's quite straightforward, really. It's not too tough. And the first move here is, obviously, you have to stop black's idea of rook to d8. So the first move, I think there's only one move that everyone should consider here, and that is knight to d6. And just watch how this knight creates a piece of art on the board. Now, the point of this move is that if rook d8, which is a move that black wants to play, well, now white is winning, because obviously we go knight f7 check, creating a fork. Wherever the king moves, knight takes rook. And now we see why it's important to know that the black knight takes 3 moves to cover this square, or at least 2. Because if you could maybe get the knight, let's say, to one of these 2 squares straight away, you'd have time to cover things. But in this position, this knight cannot cover the queening square. So white is just going to play knight to b7, queen the pawn, and win the game. So after knight to d6, we now have something to consider. So what should black do? Because what is white's idea? Well, white's idea is not to go knight to f7 check. Because let's say black goes knight to c7. I'm going to try to do this move because the idea is to get my knight to e6. Because if I get my knight to e6, it will cover d8. Now, in this position here, if I played knight to f7 check now, and the king moves and I queen, well, black can take this one, and we get this ending, and only black is winning this ending, because black has an extra pass pawn, and now white has to defend. So what we need to do after knight c7 is think of a way to try and queen our d-pawn, and we want to win this game. So what should you play here? Let's have your suggestions. Imagine you're white in this position. I'm looking at the chat in Twitch on chess.com. You're white here, and how are you going to move that stallion of a knight around? How are you going to try to queen this pawn? What ideas do you have? Now, one tip I'll give you here, this is pretty forcing kind of basically a puzzle, and you'll get this sometimes in chess. In certain times in a complicated game, the game will become very forcing, and in those situations you have to do concrete calculation. Now, I always go on about the process of elimination in the nation, and what that means is you take all the moves you're thinking of, but you do them one at a time. So the first move I was thinking of was knight f7. Now, we've just looked at that line, and we know that if we go knight to f7 check, we'll be struggling to get a draw with white. So you eliminate that move from your calculations. So what is the next move? And the next move that you should be thinking of, which most people do now have correct, is the next move I'd be thinking of is trying to blocking the rook's route to d8. So the next move I'd be thinking of is knight to c8. This is a good try because we're threatening to go pawn to d8 queen, but unfortunately this move fails because of black's last move, and now black can play knight to e6, and in this position that knight covers the pawn from queening. The black knight can always just sit on that square, and black is going to be winning because black has nullified the strength of this passed pawn. That passed pawn is doing nothing. It's doing nothing. Nothing at all. So black is just winning here. Completely winning. So what we should do in this position, as we're trying to calculate this, the first move we've worked out, we've eliminated knight to f7. This is what you should be doing in your own game, so you don't look at that. You've eliminated knight c8. We know that loses. So we need to look at another move. And as people are saying, there's a beautiful idea here. And there's a winning idea. And it's a really beautiful idea. This is like chess art. I keep going on about how chess can be art. I'll give you another example of that here. In actual fact now, white is winning by trying to take away the e6 square from the knight. How do we do that? We play d5. And this is an amazing situation because we're a whole rook down, but all of our pieces here control black's pieces. It's quite extraordinary. We stop the knight coming to e6. Black still can't go rook to d8 because of knight to f7 check, and this will be winning. And what is our threat? Well, our threat on the next move is to go knight to c8. Knight to c8, and then we can go d8 queen. So what is black's best defensive move here? Because, of course, when we're calculating in chess, before we play the move, what we should be doing is considering our opponent's best defensive moves. Now, if we're lazy, and this is something that a lot of players, can do, and it's what a lot of more amateur players do, they only consider some of their opponent's defensive moves. We need to consider their best defensive moves. Now, what is black's best defensive move? Well, it's not rook to d8, as Noah is saying, because knight to f7 check will win. So okay, a lot of people have got this right. Well done, Track Kushken. Well done, Noah Say's got it right on the second time. That's on the chess.com chat. Well done, Bjorn. Hello, Bjorn. Good evening to you, sir. And you guys have found the best defense. The best defense here is moving the rook to the other side. Because if we tried something like, let's say, king to g7. Hello, Cruzy Lee as well. Hello, Lee. Good to see you, mate. If we move the king here, well, what does white do? White goes back to the plan we demonstrated earlier. And what was the plan? It should be quite easy to see. Now we go knight to c8. And black can't stop us queening Derek the d-pawn. Derek the d-pawn turns into a girl, becomes Derelina, and he's the first trans sex change pawn we've had in the game of chess for a while. No, we won't go there. So this move is winning because now black can't go knight e6 because we take it, and hopefully you can see just by looking at the position it's completely winning for white. So the best defensive move here is rook to f8. The point of this move is knight to c8 no longer works because it doesn't do anything at all, because our rook is now defending that. So what is the winning move now for white? And remember, this is a beautiful little puzzle. It's a beautiful little puzzle, and I'm trying to help you all. Get the answer. Now, I think the answer is the same if the rook goes to g8. It doesn't matter if it goes to g8 or to f8. It's the same kind of thing. So what is the winning move? And hopefully you can all see it. I'll just give you a little bit of time. I'm on the Lucasade today, which is an energy drink. Been very busy recently, doing loads of interesting stuff, which I'll maybe tell you about, creating stuff. Well, a lot of you are saying knight to f7 check. Okay, a lot of you are saying that move. That's what most of you are saying, knight to f7 check. Any other suggestions? Cruzy Lee is... What are we doing now? No, it's not knight to f7 check. Now, why? Let's think. I'm trying to talk you through this bit by bit. What is the problem with knight to f7 check? Well, the problem is, if you've been paying attention, the rook does not have to take the knight. It would be suicide for the rook to take the knight because we queened the pawn. Black just moves the king. King to g7. And okay, you can win a rook by now queening the pawn, but try to think that little bit further ahead. After we get to this ending, well, this ending is probably, better, much better for black. We can either push our pawn or go knight to e8 first to control the d pawn. I like knight to e8 because it stops the d pawn from going. Black's a pawn up, you're not going to win. So what is the winning move here? Well, the winning move now should become more clear. Now that the rook's gone to the other side, knight goes to e8. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful idea. This knight is such a courageous warrior. This is certainly a knight that would fit into Glastonbury. Glastonbury is, like I say, it's this little place in England. And if you know anything about the Bible, it's talked about where Joseph of Arimathea, who was apparently Jesus's cousin, or I think it was cousin. He apparently, legend says, he took the Holy Grail as a knight to this place before. So it kind of fits in. It kind of fits in, doesn't it? Okay, and now, well, this is absolutely beautiful. The tactics are not over yet. Let's have a look. What can black do? The threat is pawn to d8 queen. So if black plays knight takes knight, well, of course, now we go pawn to d8 queen, and white should be winning here because the queen is controlling all of black's pieces and you still have another pawn. But I hear you might be saying, what if rook takes e8? Isn't rook takes e8 a good move? Well, now look at this for a piece of beauty. Now, I have to admit, I'll share a little secret with you. I'll give you a bit of time to find the move here. There is a winning move here, which I'm hoping you will all see. Sometimes what I do before a tournament to get in the right psychological mood, because I think psychologically speaking is very important when you play chess, I imagine myself playing tactics like this against the best players in the tournament and just creating a piece of art that spurs me on to play better chess. And I just imagine playing a move like d6. You know, I'm 2 whole pieces down, but in actual fact these 2 little d pawns they don't look great, but they win the game. It's unbelievable. And in this position, black is helpless. I mean, what a brilliant combination. And the point here is, well, if the knight moves, okay, we go pawn takes rook and we get a queen. So black can't move the knight, so we can cancel that out, process of elimination. If black moves the rook, we go pawn takes c7 and we will queen next move. Let's just have a look at that. Let's say the rook moves to g8, pawn takes c7, and 2 pawns on the 7th rank is clearly stronger than a rook. In actual fact, often 2 pawns, if we put them 1 file back, is also stronger than the rook. So I just find that a beautiful combination. Now I'm going to run through that one more time because I like finding little pieces of art. And from the start position, let's just have a look at that one more time. So the first move, knight d6. And the threat here is knight to c8. Now, we were only looking at knight to c7 as a defensive move. Black is trying to get the knight here. So what do? We stop the knight from coming to that square. And now we threaten knight to c8 again. Now, in this position, black can't go rook to d8 because a knight to f7 check. And if he moves the rook somewhere, let's say rook g8, it doesn't really matter. We can go knight the other way, trying to block the rook on that side. If knight takes knight, we queen, and if rook takes, we have this fantastic move, d6. Unbelievably beautiful. I hope you agree. Now, next question to you guys. Okay, so we're going to go back to the start position. Now, white plays knight to d6. What happens here if black plays, instead of knight to c7, knight the other way, knight to e7? So what happens here? And the point of this is now the knight wants to come to c6. So guys, it is now white to play and win. And again, this just demonstrates how beautiful this game is that I think hopefully we all love in chess. And this proves just how beautiful it is. So try to think of this. What is the right way here? And let me just I just want to do something very quickly on my keypad. Just make sure that I'm gonna just get things right. Excuse me, I'll give you a little bit of time to just solve this one. It's white to play. It's a little bit different to the last one. So what is the correct solution here? And bear with me. I'm just sorting a couple of things out at my end. Okay, right. Let me just do this. Okay. Ah, that's much better. Okay, right. I'm hosting on my channel as well. Okay, well, hopefully now, again, a lot of people are saying knight to f7 check. I think if you're playing knight to f7 check, you're missing a bit of the point of this combination, because we just discussed this. If you go knight to f7 check, the king moves, and in this position, I think black has all the winning chances. Yes, you win a rook, you get a queen here. Black has to give up his rook, but now this is where you should take stock, and you should, just counting the pawns, see that black is an outside pass pawn up. So black is the only one winning. Now, let's think, what was the move against knight to... Okay, well, it looks like Berets has got it right on chess. I mean, knight f7 is a way to try and fight for a draw, but it's not a way to play for a win. The way to play for the win is, as we're going to see in a minute. Let's have a look. What else? What are people saying? Okay, well done, Ergon. Well done, R Factor 33. Gartholomew, I know what that name's now after, is doing extremely good today. And most of you are now finding the right concept. Well done, C. Noah again. Well done, Liam Says. Sorry if I missed your name out. You know, there's only so many names my tongue can lyrically twist. Ugh. Okay, and now we do this amazing quiet move again. What is black's idea with moving a knight here? Always think what your opponent's last move is trying to do. Well, that knight is now trying to come to c6 to cover this square. So now we just go d5. And what is our threat here? What is our threat here? Well, what is our threat? Our threat now is knight to c8 again. And what can black do in this position? Black is helpless. If black goes rook to d8, only now that the rook is on d8 can we play knight to f7 check, because we keep our d pawn, and that means we will win. So what else can black play here? Well, his best chance is moving the king. So let's say king to g8, and now what is the winning move now? So it's the same as before, just a little bit different. What is the winning move? And after this, I'm going to try to take a challenge off one of you at a long play game. I think we'll go straight in. I've got more puzzles, but we'll do them later on. I'm going to explain my thoughts in a long play game. Haven't done this before in a stream. Hopefully it will work well. Hopefully it doesn't bore the hell out of everyone. But you'll be able to dive into my mind. Hopefully you'll get some very valuable tips from the way I think by looking at how I'm concentrating in this long play game. So so that's the idea. Okay, so what is the move here? What is the move? Well, most of you are getting this right. Most of you got this going now. Concentrating. What is the move? And the move is, okay, the move here is knight to c8 again. Congratulations if you found this one. This is correct with the same idea. If knight takes c8, well, now the rook doesn't control d8, so we queen. And if after knight c8, rook takes c8, black may think he's winning, but what is the amazing move here? And it's a similar tactic to last time. It's a really beautiful tactic. It is now white to play and win. What is the winning move here? What is the winning move? Remember, if you got the puzzle from the start, you should now know the answer to this. So come on, guys. Well done to Liam. Well done to Shalom Gotib. Well done. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. It's not one of my strengths. I stick to the chess normally, not pronunciation. If you want a pronunciation lesson, go and watch TV. All right. Well done to Oko. Well done to Bumboy Ben, interesting name, and on the Twitch chat, well done to Shadow the Shade, XK86, Dario72, Wasman, and Sherp Yacht. The move again, well done Cruzy Lee, it's now d6. An amazing move with the same problem that black has, just in a different position. If you move the knight as black, then I take the rook. If you move the rook as black, let's try that, rook d8, then I take the knight. And we have this amazing, amazing situation. Rook takes here, we queen, we win everything. So I just think this puzzle, and I don't want to, I don't want to go into any more depths, is an amazing puzzle showing you just how tricky a knight can be. So beware the knights. And here it's amazing to see that white's winning with this idea of knight d6. And now whatever square the knight goes to, the black knight, these are the best defensive tries, we win the game. So I like that one. Okay, right. So I think I'm going to try to challenge one of you guys now to a game of what I'm going to play. And this has proved to be quite popular on my YouTube channel. So who should I play? I'm going to try to challenge someone on the chess.com chat. So who have we got here? Who's been active in the chat? Right, who's in chess.com? Liam is saying me. Okay, Liam, I'll play you at 15-minute chess. What's your rating, Liam? What is your rating? Tell me your rating. I'd like you to be at least 1700 on. If you're 1700, if you're okay, let me know. I mean, if you're a bit lower, that's okay, but I'd prefer you to be a bit higher because I think we get a more thing. So who's 1700? Are you 17? What's your handle, Liam? Are you 17? Okay, you're 1380. I'm afraid it's a little bit low. UCF Chessmaster. Okay, would you like to play? You're 1867. I will challenge you if you tell me your handle. That is UCF Chessmaster. I'm going to challenge you if you're up for a game. You might not be up for a game. I'm going to challenge you to a 15-minute game. I'm hoping this will be, give it a go, be a little bit patient. I think this will really, help you guys, what we're about to do. So I'm just going to see what UCF his handle is. UCF, what is your chess handle? I guess it might just be UCF Chessmaster. So let's try that. I'm going to send you a challenge now. And let's see if you want to play. So I'm sending you over a challenge. Do you want to play? We're going to play a standard game. And now what the idea of this is, guys, I've just sent a challenge over to UCF Chessmaster. If not, I'll play someone else. The idea is basically I'm going to talk about each of my moves, which I'm going to go for. And this is really going to try to help all of you understand how a grandmaster thinks. While I'm doing this, try to pick out things during the game which might help you improve your own game. So I'm going to try to give you as many tips that have helped me become a grandmaster. Okay, so here we go, 15 minutes each, and hopefully you can all see the board. I'm going to start with d4. This is a move I play a lot, and we can see I'm now playing my opponent. My rating, by the way, is very low, because I've only played a couple of games, and unfortunately I've come across basically a fair few cheats. Now the great thing about chess.com is it's quite funny. I think I've played am I playing the wrong player? Am I playing the wrong player here? Am I playing the wrong player? It looks like, well, I'm playing someone who is this is the guy I challenged. I hope it's you, UCF. Maybe not. It doesn't look like the right person, does it? But this is what I tried. I have to say, I'm so sorry if it's not you, but we'll play a game anyway. Now, one of the things in the past, I wonder if I've got my cheat button out. I've come across a couple of cheats. Now, I think a lot of people are saying, oh, chess.com is why there's so many cheats on chess.com. First of all, I'm going to play the London system. Now, what I do, my first two moves, when I'm playing d4 nowadays, is d4 and bishop f4, the London system. I'll explain this in a minute. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, I'm sorry, UCF, I'll try. I think it might be you. I haven't heard you say it's not you yet. Is it you? Is it you? I did not. I'm sorry, I'll try again after this game. But I find it ridiculous because chess.com has the best cheat detection out there. I mean, it's kind of like saying, I said this earlier in a YouTube video, that you blame, you go to sort of, I don't know, let's think of a good analogy. You go to a restaurant and you blame the restaurant because people are getting drunk and being obnoxious. It's not the restaurant's fault necessarily if they have, if they're drinking. Chess.com is the best chess detection out there. Okay, right, so I'm going to get into the game. I'm really sorry, UCF Chess Master. I did try to challenge you as it saw. We got a game now. Let's go into this. I promise to try to give you another game after this if you're still around. So sorry there, but this is a good high-rated game anyway. Now, in the London system, what I always do, I have a rule. As soon as they play e6, I'm happy to develop my knight to f3. Now, I've done a lot of YouTube videos on this, and the idea of this is, in some variations, when the bishop on c8 can come to f5, and the move order is very important. Now, the way I've played this, I'm not worried about his bishop ever coming here because he has a pawn in the way. Now, in the London system, this is a really good opening for you guys out there who don't have a lot of time to learn chess. You want something simple, you want something exciting, you want something fun to play. Because this opening, I think, is perfect for a lot of reasons. You just keep your pawn here, and the next thing you do, as soon as it gets attacked, you create a pyramid. So you see this pawn structure here with my arrows. This pawn on d4 is the head of the pyramid, and you try to support that by putting a pawn on e3 and a pawn on c3. This is basically the start of the London system. Each move I play is going to have a purpose. Whether I make a mistake or not, we'll find out. But each move has a purpose. And, okay, my opponent has now taken here. So I'm naturally going to take back with my pawn. I want to keep a pawn in the center of the board. And now, the reason I put my bishop here to start with is I wanted my bishop on the other side of that pyramid rather than on the inside. So I'm just playing natural, normal moves at the moment. And hopefully, I'm going to show you by playing normal, natural moves, hopefully we're going to defeat someone with a very decent rating. And hopefully he's not cheating. That would be quite amusing if we catch someone out at the moment. Now, I'm just looking. Someone's asking, what have I been drinking? I don't know if you have it in America, but in England it's called Lucozade. It's an energy drink, basically. Okay, now my opponent's gone queen b6. This is one of the main ideas that black can play in the London system to try and attack the pawn on b2. Now, I've got a couple of options here. I can either try to gambit this pawn by playing something like knight c3. I'm just calculating this now. So knight c3, queen takes pawn, and then knight b5 is an interesting gambit. I can consider that one. So that's something I'm now thinking about. But then he has bishop b4 check, and then I can go c3, bishop takes c3, knight takes queen takes c3. Is there enough compensation there? I don't think so. So that's one thing I'm thinking of, gambit and the pawn. The other thing I can do is just defend it with something like b3 here. That's a very safe move to play. That's my backup plan. I don't want to play that because I've made a bit of a concession there. I could also maybe go queen c1 because moving pawns makes weaknesses as well, and moving my pawn to b3 kind of weakens my dart squares. So I don't know, let's look at this gambit again, but I'm not going to play it if it's a load of rubbish. I'm going to have to calculate. If you're going to play a gambit, you have to be very sure it's going to give you compensation. So if I go knight to c3, my opponent will go queen takes b2. Now there, can I do anything else? I could go bishop d2, but then he can move his queen back here. Do I have enough compensation? Doubtful. I need to play something aggressive. So knight c3, queen takes b2, knight b5. And then he goes bishop b4 check, I would imagine. And in that position, can I just go knight d2? Knight d2, very interesting. Rather than playing c3, knight d2. And I have threats of rook b1. If he takes on d2, I go bishop takes d2. And then my knight... Should we give it a go? Should we go for this aggressive system? Let's go for this aggressive system. I'm going to try this. I don't know. I mean, the other thing is if not here, bishop b4 pinning my thing, am I worried about that? No. Let's go for it. Let's go for the gambit because this is the most critical way to play. Now, I could have kept things a bit more sensible, and b3 would have been a normal move. But when I play chess, I think a good way to improve, a little bit of advice here, is if you can play the most, shall we say, aggressive option. If you can play the option that really tests your opponent the most, if you can play the option that really puts pressure on your opponent, then go for it. Because, you know, chess is about creating problems for your opponents, and that's exactly what I try to do. Now, my opponent kind of wimped out there. He didn't want to take on b2, so he's just pinned my knight. Now, he may have ideas of knight d5. He may have ideas of doubling my pawn, but I'm well ahead in development here. So if he ever goes knight d5, I need to have an answer to this. What am I going to do? I think I'm just going to go bishop to d2. If he goes knight to e4, I might be able to sacrifice. So I'm going to try to now develop quickly because he has these pieces sleeping here. So I'm not going to worry about him doubling my pawns. Positional things don't matter so much because if he does double my pawns, hey ho, I'm going to try to checkmate him because he's behind in development. I'm just going to try to get castle quickly. So far, I'm following very simple, sensible principles. And you can see that even when you're playing strategic chess and normal ideas, you really need to be aware of tactics always. Nearly every positional idea has some tactics behind it. I have to say, guys, you know, today's a great day on chess.com. Now, by the way, we looked at this, didn't we? He's attacking my bishop, attacking my knight. So, of course, I moved back to stop those threats. After me, you've got loads more chess shows. So you've got loads of chess action coming up today. Should be a lot of fun. And, okay, I'm just going to move that back. Now, Cruzy Lee is saying a3 was an okay move. Well, the problem with a3, Cruzy, I don't want to waste time playing a move I don't necessarily want to play. If I play a3, I would have forced him to take on c3, but I would have lost one move in development. Maybe my opponent, look, he's going to have to do something losing time with his bishop anyway. Every tempo is so important. I'm just playing very simple and sensible chess at the moment. I'm doubled my pawns, so my pawn structure is a bit weak, but I'm gaining time. I'm attacking his bishop. I have all of my minor pieces developed here, and now I have a couple of options. Now I could just castle. There's nothing wrong with castle, but another plan I know is quite dangerous here is I could aim to maybe start an attack. You know, what's my favourite pawn, guys? It is the h-pawn. Now, I could go h4, hoping he will castle when I have the Greek gift with bishop h7. But maybe then, IRS 669, there you go, sir. I could go for that, but that's maybe not going to improve my position so much by playing there. Now, other things I could do here. I could go rook b1. Does that really help me? I'm not sure, because his queen's a little bit out of play there anyway. I could go a4, a5. Now, if I go a4, I expect he'll go knight c6 to try and stop that idea. So I could go here, knight c6 here, knight takes, sack a pawn with c4, his knight comes back, and then I've got some dangerous ideas with d5. Very interesting. But if I'm going to do that, I might as well castle. The reason I don't want to castle is it stops some ideas of the Greek gift. So I don't know. I'm just trying to think here. Another idea is to go c4. Maybe c4 is a good idea. I like that move. Because then if I go c4, I can have ideas of d5 and c5, and I keep my position flexible. Maybe I castle, maybe I don't. So one thing I always try to do is keep things as flexible as possible. Now, knight to e5 has been suggested. That's not a bad idea if I can try to get my queen in. But I want to avoid exchanging off pieces. If I go knight e5, maybe my opponent will go knight c6. Why do I want to exchange off this good knight for his knight? His knight doesn't have a good square to go to. I'm going to go c4 because if it goes here, I might be able to attack it. So I don't want to allow an exchange. I want to keep the tension. I haven't committed to any plan yet. I've improved my position because now I have c5 and d5 ideas. I have both of these moves possible. And if he castles now, I may then play h4, setting up this attacking idea of sacrificing a piece on h7. So I just want to wait and see what my opponent does. He's castled, so you know what? I'm not even going to think about this. I think I'm going to play... Am I going to play h4? I'm going to play h4 straight away. Now, this is what I was saying. With the idea, maybe I've got bishop takes h7, check, and then knight g5 check coming in. And this is a standard attacking idea. This is a standard attacking idea, this one. G-Dog 16, there you go, sir. This idea of playing is, you know, I love Harry. Harry the H-Pawn, my best friend in chess. He's a great friend, but really, it makes a lot of sense to support this square for my knight. So this is what I'm trying to do. Now, I quite like my position. I think I may be slightly better, but it's a long way from winning. I can still mess this up and lose. I've done that against lower rated players before. It'd be a bit embarrassing if I do that here, but it wouldn't be the first time. Now, let's just do a bit of calculation in his time. Another trick, time management. My opponent is thinking, let's see if he goes knight to c6. Let's calculate bishop takes h7. Oh, okay, he's done it. So if bishop takes h7, check. King takes h7. Knight g5, check. And then if king goes back to g8, queen to h5, threatening checkmate. I evaluate that as winning for me, so I'm going to use a process of elimination. Bishop takes h7, check. King takes, knight g5, check. If his king goes to h6, I'm bound to have a good discovered check with my knight, so the process of elimination, I eliminate that. Now, if king here, king g6 is probably the best move. Have I got a good follow-up there? I have h5 check. His king is coming towards me. I like this. So I'm just going to double check my calculations. This is my thinking all along. Now I could, actually, I'm thinking here, I could flick in rook b1 first, because this might give me more opportunities later on. For example, my rook might want to come over this way. So, but I'm not going to play it if I think bishop h7 is winning. Bishop h7, king takes, knight g5 check. Now, if he goes back, queen h5, queen h7 checkmate is my idea. Has he got any defense there? No. If he comes to h6, well, I certainly have a very big attack. Knight e6 check. If he comes to g6, h5 check, and then his king... I think this is very strong. I think this is strong. But remember, before you sacrifice, you have to do very careful calculation. But I'm going to go for it, because what I've calculated so far, it looks pretty good to me. And this is a typical Greek gift idea. So let's give it a go. And if this works like paradise. And hello to Sparrow Toes, who's here from the Ripstone stream. Hello, good to have some Ripstone guys in the chat on Twitch. And do you guys think that... I don't know, is this working? If my opponent plays king h8 here, well, I've won a pawn. I may then just kick his queen away of rook b1, so he doesn't have options. He's gone for this. He has to go for it. Otherwise, it's pawn down for nothing. I hope I've calculated this right. It would be embarrassing if I haven't. Knight g5 check. And now the power of Harry... The power of Harry is coming in. Maybe in hindsight, I should have gone rook b1 and forced his queen to a more passive square, first, because he might have some defensive ideas of queen takes d4 in these positions. So it may have been a little bit more accurate to have played rook b1 first, because by playing rook b1, that could only have helped my position. So this, okay. I have to finish the Lucasade. It's clearly working well now. And this is a typical Greek gift attack. Again, if you know these ideas in chess, I haven't really done anything particularly amazing. I've just known some ideas. Now, it's quite risky what I've played, I have to admit. Now, I should have gone rook b1 first, because the point is, then I'd have knight takes pawn, and that would have been taking the queen with check in some variations, which I think is strong. Now, Okay, now I'm thinking here, can I... Well, rook b1, he takes here. This is annoying. I played a slight error there. Because if I go pawn check now, I think he can defend with king here. I want to do a little bit of calculation now. So, check king here. I can go knight takes e6 check, but then his king runs away. Don't want it to run away. Can I queen g4? Again, we see I've made a mistake here. I should have pushed this queen to a much worse square. Now I'm thinking maybe c5 is a good move, because I thought h5 was winning, but then king h6, and maybe he's holding on there. King h6, knight takes check, king h7, he's running away. If I go queen here, he has queen takes d4, that move I was worried about. But then do I have check, king h6, check, king here, queen takes g6, check, king here. I think I want to play c5 here first. I want to play this first, but then he goes queen b2. Is this helping me? I mean, I don't, I've got lots of ideas here. I just need to get this right. Now, queen g4, f5, check, king here. Okay, queen here. He has to take here. Do I have a win in that position? I can go knight check, king h7, queen check, king g8, knight back here again, but it's not as good because he has queen takes here check. So maybe I should play this move first just to see what he's playing. Okay, so let's have a look. If I go rook here, he takes here, so I might play this move first. But then I don't know. Queen g4 check. I'm going to calculate this one more time. Check. I'm running out of time here, and then knight takes f7 check here. Queen g6 check here, and that is the problem with my position. I don't see a good follow-up there. So I'm coming now to... I'm going to play this. I'm running out a little bit of time. The problem is, if I go h5 check, king h6, I should have gone rook b1 first. This is becoming clear. I've made a little mistake. I made a little mistake in my calculations. I certainly haven't done this as well as I should have done. My own fault, because I got a little bit carried away there. Typical fault. I rushed into the sacrifice when I could have gone rook b1 first. And after the game, I'll demonstrate, even if I lose the game, I'll demonstrate why that would have been much better for me. Now, I'm thinking here, okay. Well, if he goes queen here, I'm thinking rook b1 takes, and then I go check. And then if here, I have knight here check, winning the queen. Rook b1 takes, h5 check. If king here, it's mate. If king here, check. This must... Okay, I found a good idea, girls and boys. Rook b1 takes, this is all calculation. Check, king here, knight f3. I want to force his queen to this square, actually. I've got a good idea, I feel. Rook b1. I'm just calculating this in my head. Now, also, again, this kind of helps me because my rook may enter into the attack. It's always going to be worth a piece, this kind of position, because his king is exposed. Well, I say always, not always. You have to calculate this quite carefully. Now, I have a cunning plan, as Baldric said. Again, these types of positions are. I mean, I'm very happy here, I feel, if he takes on a2, because it feels like I've forced his king away. So he's gone here. Now I'm going to put my cunning plan into operation. I'm going to go here, check. This is my idea, because I've forced his queen to a more exposed square. Previously, I didn't want to play... Look at Harry. Harry's a warrior. I didn't want to play this move previously because of king to this square, h6. But now, if he goes king to h6, I can go knight to f3, and I've bagged myself a queen. So he has to go to f6 or f5, and then his king is really coming towards me. Now, if he goes king f6, I go knight here check. He has to go king e5. What on earth is happening in that position? That is just chaos. But do I have a checkmate? I don't know, because... okay, his king is running. He has to play this move. Unbelievable position. This is what we call chess. Now I could also go queen here check, and then king e5, bishop e3, winning the queen. Is that the way to do it? It's nice to have a backup plan. Queen f3, king e5, bishop c3 should be winning. But I want to checkmate him. So let's have a look. Knight check. King here. f4 check. King to d5. And I'm running out of checks there, aren't I? Well, yeah, if I go queen f3 check, then he goes queen e4 check. So I have to be a little bit careful here. Now, I have queen f3 always. Queen f3 looks like it should be winning. And I think I'm just going to play this because it controls... His king is completely in the open. Look at this king on e5. And I have to say, all I've done so far... I haven't really done anything too special, guys. I've done solid foundations. Whoever says the London system is boring, it clearly doesn't know too much about the London system. And you know, it's this is showing why it's not boring. And look at my opponent's king. I mean, this is actually. I mean, okay. I mean, I don't know. Is it winning? Okay, after king here, is it winning? Because bishop here. He can then take my knight, and he gets a lot of pieces. Do I have something better after king here than that move? King e5. Do I have anything better? I mean, it's strange because he gets 3 pieces for the queen, actually. Can I just castle? Can I castle there? Then try to go rook e1. Okay, can I just castle here? Can I castle? Can I actually castle? Castle. If he takes my bishop, queen e4, that's going to be checkmate. Now, if I castle, he goes bishop takes knight, rook e1 check. And just calculation. Now, I have bishop c3 as a backup plan, but always look for a better move. Do I have castles? Can I castle? Why can't I castle? I like castling, so I want to get a rook to e1. Do I have this move? Do I have anything even better? And maybe c3 is also very strong. c3 might even be stronger. No, then he goes queen takes bishop. Check. I think I'm going to castle here, guys. I have to be very careful, though, because... he can go f5. But then I can... Okay. What about c3? Okay. Takes. Okay, bishop c3. Got to be careful of my clock. Bishop c3. He takes here. Should be winning. Castles, I suddenly see as f5. And then I can go bishop c3 still there. Has that helped me or not? I think I'm now going towards bishop c3. I don't know which is the best one. Do I have any other options? I have queen g3 check, but then king to this square. Should be winning. King to this square. c4 check. Queen takes. He's running away. So castle's f5 is very annoying. But then can I go knight h7 there? Intriguing position. I got to move quick though. I'm going to castle. Let's try this. I might have to just speed up a little bit now. I've done a lot of the hard work here. Bishop c3 was clearly good. I'm just going to castle, and I might need to go a little bit into speedy motion. I hope I haven't miscalculated here. This is the danger when you play sharp variations. The point is, if bishop takes here, rook check. Then if he plays bishop e3, I have a number of good moves there. Rook takes e3 should be good. I'm trying to look at f5, knight h7 to stop his king coming back to f6. I hope he's not listening to the game, the commentary here. He's gone f5. Maybe he's listening, the little cheeky guy. Well, I like knight h7. Knight h7, queen takes here. Rook check, king d4, rook d1, and I keep my king hunt going. Take. I'm calculating some lines in my head. I like knight here. Bishop c3 again is probably quite strong. Takes. Okay, let's just see if bishop c3 is simple. Simple is good. Bishop c3 takes. Knight h7. I'm so tempted to play this move. It looks so interesting. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. This is okay. I'm going to go for this one. I'm going a bit more for glory in this game than actual the best moves. I think I should have gone for the simple bishop c3, but sometimes one of my downfalls is I get a bit carried away with the artistic value of the position. Now, the artistic value of knight h7 is I control f6, so I keep his king in the opening. But I am allowing him to take another piece here. So it's quite a risky way to play. Now, I've been calculating taking here, rook to e1 check. I'm trying to create my piece of art here. King d4, rook d1, queen takes d1, rook takes d1 check, king takes c5. And then I was looking at that position, queen to c3 check, king to this square, and queen takes g7. Completely crazy. So, okay, so here I'm now looking at this rook to this square. But I'm just being very careful. I don't want to lose this game. That would be horrible. I've got to move it. I'm going to continue with my plan. I'm forcing his king into the middle. Crazy game, this one. Crazy game. And he has to now play his king here. Do I have a knockout blow there? I have rook d1. Do I have something better? I was thinking c3, king takes c5, but I can't see a win there. King takes c5. Do I have I don't even have a check in that position. So I think after king here, I have to keep the attack going. But you know what? I don't know what the best line is. I'm not going to use a computer. I think I'm going to stick to what I originally calculated, because I calculated this was good and it's winning. When you see one winning line, look, you don't need to get carried away. You just can stick to your one winning line. There's no point overcomplicating things. Stick to that winning line. And I calculated some lines here where this should be winning. I mean, look at his king. His king's like Forrest Gump. He's running around like a maniac. Don't get me singing. Okay, so let me just see if I can mate him, though. I really want to mate him. Takes. Well, I have to take with a rook. He's going to take here. Now, queen c3, I think, wins. But can I checkmate him? King takes here. Queen e3 check, stopping his king escaping. Oh, this could be. I'm creating a piece of art here, am I not? Okay, this is of course winning, because look at his king. It's got to be winning. Don't count the pieces. I'm attacking with queen and rook against his king. Do not tell me this is not winning. Do not even attempt to tell me. I mean, I've got a number of ways to win, I feel, but I want to checkmate him. So king here, queen check, king b5, rook here check, king to a6, queen d3 check with mate. I think I've calculated a mate here. Check. King here. Well, the other thing I could do, I could just go, okay, check, king here. He's got a blocker. He's got a blocker here. So do I have something better now? Well, the other thing I was thinking is just going knight takes rook. Bishop takes check here. That is a simple win. I want to create a little bit of art, though. Check, king here, check here, knight b4, and of course this should be completely winning. Maybe I should keep it simple, though. You know what? I think I'm going to keep it simple now, guys, because I think if I just play this move, I'm running out of time. This move, maybe there was something stronger there. But I saw a simple win. This move, the simple win, is probably the best. There's no point to get carried away. I thought I saw a checkmate there, but this move is probably good enough, because I have queen a3 check coming, and in some cases I'm just going to pick up the bishop here. And I've done the hard work so far. I don't need to be, try to create a checkmate if I can't see it. I'm only going to take too many risks if I can see the dead checkmate. And now I'm just going to stick to my plan of keeping it quite simple with this move. And we're going to have a position of queen versus two bishops. And of course, if I can't win that, then I am a complete and utter moron. So let's hope I can win that one. Knight b4, then I'm going to go c3. And what we can do afterwards, I can maybe have a look at this on the computer. I don't generally like using computers because the whole point of me doing analysis in this way is I'm telling you how my brain is working here to give you little tidbits to try to improve how you could think in a similar way. But this has kind of gone to clockwork, this one, really. I'm not going to get short time. I get 10 seconds extra each move, so there's no way I should be short of time. And after this, what we'd do, I'm so sorry to is it UCF Chessmaster, who's just asked me playing UCF. You know what? I mean, I know I've got to stop this show in 20 minutes. Can I promise you, UCF Chessmaster, if you email me, simon@gingergm.com, if you give me an email, I will promise to play you next time next time I'm on here. Is that okay? Just because I'm running out of time. I thought I had challenged you in this game, but unfortunately it works out I'm playing someone completely different there. So I'd like to apologise to you, but I will promise to play you next time I do a stream. I'm doing a stream on Sunday, guys. Sunday is when I'm streaming, so do come and join me. I'll give you details of the next stream there, and I want ideas for what you'd like to see me do. I've tried this for the first time, and this new sort of thing. Okay, well it's not over yet, but it should really be over as long as I don't lose on time. Well, I'm just going to check him, I think, to death here, basically. I'm playing against two bishops. I'm a queen up, but look at his pieces. The real problem about my opponent's pieces is that they're all on the back rank. They haven't got in the game. I'm a queen up. I'm going to try to, his king has been naked for the whole time, and we are, basically should just be polishing this game off now. Okay, so what's the best way of doing this? Well, I can now check him and check him. That's one way of doing this. I think I'm going to go for that. Again, I don't want to spend too much time. One thing I'm now wary of doing is I don't want to allow any of his pieces activity. I've done the hard work, so a good way to win one positions is to not give your opponent counterplay. Don't give your opponent counterplay. This is a longer time limit. Yes, it is, guys, because we're trying to do this to basically play in a longer manner so I can explain my ideas. I can't do this in blitz. Okay, so here, well, what I'm thinking of doing is either pushing the pawn. I could also take here, or I could check. So check, king here. That keeps him in the cage. I've also got some annoying move. I'm going to put my rook on an open file. That can't be bad. Let's put the rook on an open file. I've also got some little h6 move up my sleeve at the right moment. This will allow my queen to come into one of these two squares, even if I have to give up poor old Harry. And his king has done an amazing venture around the board, hasn't it? His king has literally, I think, where has it come? It's done here. This has been his king's march. Has it done this? This is what his king's done. That's unbelievable. And an unbelievable king run there. Okay, so he's gone here. Now, I think the best way of doing this is just to put the pawn here. Why have I done that? Because I don't want to allow his rook in the game. I don't want to allow his bishop to come in the game. So I'm just keeping him in his cage for now. Keep him in his cage. Keep him locked in his cage. He doesn't deserve to escape from his cage. And I might well be giving poor old Harry up in a second. Say your last goodbyes to Harry. Bye, Harry. Bye. Okay, Chess Sidelia. Nice to see you here. King of the endgame. I'm glad you're here as well. So can I go h6 takes? Then can I play check king here? It's all about calculation here. Well, I could do. I don't see a win there. Other ideas, I could check him here. So too many good ideas here. And I've just heard a cat as well. Here takes check king here. Where's the win? Where's the win? Well, he can't move anything, can he? Can't really move anything. So, what else can I do? Maybe I move my rook up. I'm going to do this because I can see this rook later on in some of those variations. I want my rook to come into g8. So what I was thinking, I wanted to play h6 to allow my queen in like Errol Flynn. But the problem was h6 takes, check, king g8. And in that position, I want to give myself the option of going rook to g3 and rook to g8. So that's, I think, what I'm planning to do here. I say think, I can't work out anything. But what I'm mainly doing is making sure he doesn't have many moves to make. Okay, now this is becoming stronger. Here takes, okay, I'm going to play b6, I feel. Or do I have anything? Okay, have I got this again? Here takes, check. Then he goes bishop e7, check, king here, b6, threatening this one. I like that. Okay, let's not... Okay, I'm playing a little bit slowly here. I'm going to go b6. I'm going to go b6. So just to allow myself the option of coming in with the rook. Rook c7. I want to get my rook now to c7. This is a much simpler way of playing. I don't want to give up Harry without a fight. He's one of my best friends in chess. You know, I only want to give up Harry when I have a specific reason to do that. Now that he's played d6, he's opened himself up. Look at all these holes here. So what I'm thinking is, well, if I get my rook to the 7th rank, it becomes a lot stronger then. It becomes a lot stronger. So I'm coming straight in, rook c7 now. And the point now is, if he moves his bishop, I have this check in a lot of positions. And simply one idea is just to take on b7. And I always have this little annoying move of h6. So rook a somewhere, maybe h6 will work. Takes, queen f6 check. Is he's somehow holding on. I don't know how he's holding on here. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hello, Fiona. What did he do? He went king e8. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to take this guy off because now it gives me another one. I'd like to say hello to a couple of people in the chat on Twitch. Hello to Morton. Hello, Morton. I'm going to be streaming Morton on my own channel on Sunday, so I hope to see you there. And, of course, hello to Fiona. Fiona. And if you don't know Fiona, where on earth have you been? She's Fianchetto in the Twitch chat. She's doing a brilliant vlog now, which you guys should all check out. You know, should all check out the Fiona's vlog. She has her own Twitch channel as well. Okay, well, we're both getting quite short of time. This has really been a long game, hasn't it? Absolutely long game. And after this game, we'll do a quick run of the game down, and then you've got more great presenters coming on. Okay, so my opponent is trying to get his rook active. No, 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 no. We're not going to allow that. We're not going to allow that. We're not going to allow we don't want to allow any of his pieces to get activity. The best way to win a one game is to stop your opponent getting any activity. And I see Morton is saying, yeah, a cat that stays here, Charlie the chess cat, does have his own Facebook page. I see people discussing that in the Twitch chat. And B Tucker 87, hello sir, hello to you sir. Big shout out to you, B Tucker. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos, and and hello to everyone else who's well. I mean, it's been great having you guys join me here in the chat, and we're trying to do something else a bit different here. I'll try to finish with a puzzle after discussing this game. And look how Barry the B pawn's gone. Barry the B pawn has become Cedric. So Barry has changed into Cedric, and then Cedric is going to change into Cedrina, into a girl. There's a lot of weird changes going on here, isn't there? There's a lot of weird changes. Okay, now should be quite easy. All I'm going to do is go queen b8 and go c8. My idea here is to get a second queen. I did hear that 2 queens is better than 2 bishops. Is that correct? Is that correct? Is 2 queens better than 2 bishops? Does anyone want to clarify that for me? I think that's normally the case. Cedrina. Is Cedrina actually a name? I don't even know if that's a name by any chance. Who knows? Okay, so like I say, a little bit of information. My next stream is going to be on Sunday. I'm going to do it on my own channel. I'll give you the details of that afterwards. I'll take some of you guys on. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that'll be on Sunday at the same time, 7 p.m. British summertime, because that's where I'm from. And I'm kind of hoping my opponent's going to throw this game in soon, because I'm going to end up with Queen versus Bishop, and you know that's the kind of position that most Grandmasters should certainly win. And if I don't win that, you can take away the Grandmaster title. Okay, so well, come on. Shall I get something? No, let's look at that. 2 queens versus 2 bishops. There you go, sir. Okay, and now I'm going to try to get my queen. It's like clockwork here, but at least my opponent's quite short of time, so we shouldn't prolong his torture anymore. Hopefully, the way I'm going to win this one, I might even try now to move my king in. It's getting near the ending. You've got to move your king in the ending. But generally, this position is doing pretty well. Unfortunately, my stream here is coming to an end. But after me, you've got another great streamer tuning in. So be ready to look at that. And I'm back again on Sunday. Like I say, I'm going to try to do 2 streams a week. Yeah, he's resigned. Maybe I'll try to do one for Fiona on Sunday. Fiona, would you like to do a stream? Would you like to do a stream, Fiona? Let's get you on. Okay, now my opponent did realise that two queens versus 2 bishops is quite strong. Very quickly, let me tell you about the stream. I've got something prepared. I actually even had some music prepared. How about this? So here is the stream info. Hello today. Let's get it up. Where are you? Let's get it up. There you go. There's the stream info. So if you want to follow my next stream, that is the address you can watch it at, and that is the time. I think that's like 11 a.m. It's the same time as now. You should be able to work it out. You guys are cleverer than me. And what I have to say to my opponent is, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Oh yeah. Okay, now before I log off, let's have a look at that game and see if I've got any little tips that can help you become a better player. Do you like that little board there? I like that little board. I've got to thank Aldo for doing the graphics there. He's really been great. We've got some very interesting things going on at GingerGM. Do check out my streams. Do check out my DVDs. My DVDs are there to help you guys improve as well in chess. But okay, well, first of all, let's have a look at the critical moments. Now, the opening I play quite a lot now is this London system. Why do I play it? Because I'm quite lazy. When you play, if you don't have a lot of time to learn chess, maybe if you're I'm getting older, I'm not as sharp as I used to be. That means I play simple kind of openings now. I play openings where I don't need to learn the latest theory, and the London system is perfect. My opponent now decided to play Queen b6. Now, I went knight to c3, and my idea here was that if he takes on b2, I was going to go knight to b5. And this looked like it gave me good compensation. If he checks, I was just going to go knight d2 here. And I quite like this. This looks like a good attacking position for me. Threatening to win the rook. That's why I played this. Now, the reason I didn't want to go b3 here, which is a bit of a bailout, is because I want to play c3 to support my pawns, but I want to have my pawn on b2 so they all in a chain. And now, with this move, I'm kind of weakening c3 square. So I didn't want to play this. So I think knight c3 is a lot better. And then really, where it got kind of funky, my opponent went bishop b4. And now, you've just got to figure out what you should be trying to do here. So what should I be trying to do? Well, my opponent is behind in development. My pieces are nicely positioned. So let's just develop. Very simple. Develop a piece to the best square. It's the best square here, as we're going to see why in a second or two. And then simple moves. And here, my next move I think was very crafty. Because if I went h4 now, my opponent may not have castled. Because I'm kind of telegraphing him my punch. It's like if you're a boxer, if I'd have played h4 now, it's literally, he's seeing my fist come straight towards his face in slow motion. And he's going to be able to block that or get out of the way. So what I actually did, I wanted to wait and see where he put his king. So I played a good move, c4 first, which just improves my position anyway. And now when he castles, now I play h4 because I now have this strong idea. My opponent played knight c6. Here I think I made a slight error. I think I should have played rook b1 first. whilst my knight is here. Because had I played this first, his queen has to go somewhere really horrible. I mean, I thought queen here, but we're going to see why this would have helped me drastically. Because in the game, I mean, again, I won't spend much more time on this, but I just want to show these little tips, try to get them across to you, think in the right way. The main thing was he allowed this Greek gift, and this is a very, very standard idea that I'm sure most of you guys know about. And the point of this idea is, with the knight coming in, he's in a lot of trouble. His king has 4 squares to go to. If he goes king g8, queen h5 is going to be checkmate. There's not much he can do to stop that. I'm going to checkmate him somewhere. So he has to come out into the open. And when he does come out into the open, well, here I realised I want his queen on the d4 square. This is what I wanted to play, queen g4 here. This is one move I wanted to play, but I didn't see a good answer to queen takes d4. I couldn't see a checkmate here. I was thinking here check, and then I was thinking of king to h6, and I couldn't see a win here. I was thinking knight takes f7, double check, king h7, queen g6 check, king g8. But actually, in this position, maybe I am winning, but I couldn't see how. Maybe this is winning. This is beautiful. This would have been a beautiful win had I played h6 here. Maybe this is winning now. This is really. Oh no, it is winning, because my point is he can either take my knight or take my rook. I'm threatening h7 checkmate. This is really pretty. I should have gone for this. Much easier after a game. If he goes rook takes knight, I go check, king here, and I take here. Is this winning? Threatening queen to g8 checkmate. Probably winning. Probably. Can't see how he defends that. And the other idea is if he takes a rook and then he takes another rook, then this one's checkmate. That would have been nice. That would have been really nice. But the way the game went, I mean, we won't look at too much more, just the critical points. And it really wasn't that too hard to work all this out. It just required, basically, this was a combination of opening, following principles, knowing about tactical ideas, and then a little bit of calculation, and then finding basically a variation where you're always going to be better. Maybe not the best variation, but a variation where I calculated I'm always going to be better. And in the actual game, well, what happened was I tried to force his queen to this square, but without in a different way. So now the point is, if he goes king here, which was the move I was worried about, because his queen's on this square, I can go knight takes e6 check. And if he goes king h7, I've forced his queen to this square, so I have this tactical idea of just taking off the queen. Off the queen. So, and that looks pretty good. Well, chess is hard. Chess can be sometimes go like clockwork. I wonder if I had a nicer win. I don't know. It was a nice king hunt anyway. Was I winning in a better way here? I don't know. It doesn't matter, because what I did was winning anyway. Right, guys. Now we're going to finish one more puzzle. Let's do it. And let me just see. Okay, one more puzzle here I've got for you guys. Who's going to get this first? Just to finish my show. And it's white to play and win in the position here. Who's awake still? Anyone awake? Smack yourself on the face. Wake yourself up. Wakey. It's white to play and win in this position. It's white to play and win. And yeah, that was quite a fun game. Do give me feedback, and do, if you like this, go to my YouTube channel. Please do sign up to my Twitch channel as well, because I'm trying to stream twice a week on that channel. I haven't done one for myself. It's good to see hello Aim Ace Move as well on the chat. It's good to see some regulars. Hello Blazer Row. Sorry Blazer Row, I didn't see you because I'm only looking at the chess.com chat. Blazer Row. Hi Blazer Row. Hello Side Chess Delia as well. Hello to everyone who's joined in. Hello to everyone else. But we're coming to the end now. But do stay tuned. We've got someone else after me. Now the amazing move here. Well done to Side Chess Delia, who's got this right. And anyone else got this? Well done to Farion, who's got this right. The winning move here, and this is one of the most beautiful. I always like finishing the show on a high. is, well, it's a brilliant move. Now, let's have a look. If you go knight to here check, the king can run away, can't it? It can go somewhere like e7, and I can block on f6 if you go g5. So the amazing winning move here is if you go knight here check, the king can run away as well. But look at this move. I mean, again, when I get in the zone for a tournament, I basically picture myself, like I said earlier on in the show, playing moves like the following. Because I picture myself playing these moves, and I picture like how great it would feel to get in the right mood. And then when I want to get to the board, I want to create something like it. Queen to d5. Look at that for an absolutely beautiful and simply stunning winning idea. I mean, what about that? What an amazing move. I mean, that brings such a smile to my face. The point is, we're threatening checkmate on these two squares. And look at this. If pawn takes queen, knight takes pawn, checkmate. Whoa. That is actually checkmate. Look at these knights. They cover everything. They cover everything. This happened in a real game, by the way. So you can't take the queen because it's checkmate. And the only way to stop the queen coming to these two squares is queen to e7. But now it's checkmate in 2 moves. Can you guys work out the checkmate here? And this will finish the show with. And do stay tuned. There's someone else on chess.com. I don't know who's on afterwards. Let me just check. Maybe someone I'm not aware of, but I'm just getting it up now. FIDE Master Luis Siles. Someone I'm not aware of. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. He's going to be streaming afterwards. But what is the move now? Checkmate in 2 moves. And checkmate in 2 moves. And look for checks. That is a check. And you're just trying to get the g5 square for your bishop. The only move that black has is rook takes knight. And now bishop to g5 is what I call a crisscross. Crisscross. Weren't they a really bad pot band sometime? That's a crisscross checkmate. So I honestly think that's quite a good high to end on. And let me just remind you before I log off. Well, first of all, thank you all for tuning in. Been great fun. And remember, I'll be streaming again on Sunday. And there we go. That's British summertime. You can Google that, find out what that time that is wherever you are, and that's the address there. So do tune in. Got my YouTube channel. Go and check out my videos there. A bit like this, bit chaotic. And if you want to support me, then of course you can either donate or you can buy a DVD from my shop, GingerGM.com. But anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Until next time. See you, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll try to do more. If you didn't enjoy it, why are you still here? Simple, really, isn't it? Goodbye. You shouldn't be here, should you? No.